Hey, Gene Chandler here, everybody, with Chandler Financial. I was out in Las Vegas, Nevada this year at the Paper Source. I did a number of different interviews, one of which was with Balinda Savage of MidAtlanticIRA. And Belinda's an expert in her field, and I wanted to be able to talk to her a little bit. She was so gracious. She's given me some insight on investors, no matter whether you're on the passive or the active side. Some of the future of the note industry. And anyway, let's listen to what she's got to say.
So Jean, good afternoon, or I should say good morning. We're still in the morning hours here. My name is Balinda Savage. I come from the financial services world. I was originally from Wall Street. I became a bond trader at the age of 24. I was one of the first 6 women to ever trade in the country on the foreign desk. And I eventually came from that position into becoming a market analyst. And 15 years ago, the whole emphasis was to come into alternative assets. Coming away from traditional financial platform into this realm opened up just an immense amount of money, trillions of dollars, 7 trillion to be exact, from the probably 2008 till now, has moved into this whole arena. And the whole point of it is that people, particularly the baby boomers, 80 million of us, are looking for greater return on investment for their portfolio. And they certainly were not achieving anything above a 3 or 4% return from the financial products that were being sold to them. So 3 years ago, 24 months ago actually, 49% of all Americans fired their financial advisor, which was a tremendous move or decision to find options. Where can I go with my money, my investment capital? So I, as a teacher, an educator within alternative assets, decided I would go out on the road, train not only the people in the real estate investment groups in locations like Southern California, Spokane, Washington, New York, New Jersey, Kansas City, and Dallas, but also bring to them at the conferences, the seminars, the workshops for private note investing and real estate investing, the whole idea of what are my options? Can I do something else and stay tax deferred? And of course that law was provided in 1974, and I reconfirmed to the American public what they can do with their tax deferred portfolios. So it's very exciting. I'm here at the Great Note Conference, which is called Paper Source, hosted by Bill Vincaro and his wife Allison, and I'm amongst some of the finest professionals in the country. I work with a wonderful array of attorneys and CPAs across the country. Mid-Atlantic is headed by a professional CPA, Jack Kiley, out of Frederick, Maryland. He's been in business for almost 15 years. And we are putting together a great new educational platform whereby he and I speak to not only the investor, but different groups, showing the tax advantages and of course the immense opportunity utilizing private notes and real estate with tax-deferred portfolios. So we're very excited this year. We're going out on the road and we're going to talk to people everywhere. What do I see in the future of the private note industry? And because of the tremendous amount of notes that came out of the 08-09 debt crisis, we are still working a lot of those notes out because the banks have failed to provide adequate refinancing, modifications of loans, and obviously educating homeowners and investment owners in terms of real estate. So I believe there's going to be a tsunami over the next 8 years regardless of what the real estate cycle is, there's going to be just as many notes, because a lot of baby boomers, there's 80 million, are now trying to find ways to get out from under any debt that they're in, or they're selling off their houses and allowing the younger generation to buy those new houses, and also become seller financing holders for that debt. So I think you're seeing an evolutionary process that's going to make this very explosive over the next 8 years. That's what I'm predicting. The American investor wants to know, what type of vehicle should they be using in the future here, because you want to get your money away from Wall Street so that you're not having to be held hostage to be sold only to asset classes, which are stocks and bonds. So imagine there's 23 asset classes out here, and you can only achieve in buying through those on a self-directed platform. So we are very neutral over here. And once it arrives here, we do not sell you any particular product at all. So you get to choose what kind of real estate project or private note you want to invest in. And that's where we become very priceless. We're very invaluable because we give you a lot of freedom. Mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But I think the thing to remember, work with somebody else first who's a veteran in the business. Become mentored by those who are trustworthy, who have incredible amount of education, and they have the expertise to understand this industry. So work with the best. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to pay a lot of money. That's a falsified statement. And I certainly believe that people can find tremendous mentors if they seek and knock to find them. So in making the mistake, then get back on the train, get together with those of us who are honorable, and get back into this whole arena. Because this is where the wealth is, this is where your success is, this is where your opportunity is.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Only that I encourage all Americans. I don't care whether you save $2,000 or $1 million. Find out what opportunities you have. What are your options in this lifetime? Because we're all yearning to grow what we've earned in these hard-earned jobs. I so believe in this whole arena, and that some of the people that are here will really become not only great mentors, but friends. And I really prize myself in making more of us available to you, because you have to have access. And when investors don't feel like they have access to the experts, they become frustrated, and we don't want that. So there it is, and I really pray that you'll use good judgment, common sense, and it doesn't mean you spend a lot of money for education.